All right, welcome to the Tripp Advice Live Hour here every Wednesday. Happy to be doing this live again, and if you're watching later, welcome to the show. So today we're talking about something very, very important. Use this, and she'll sleep with you. Something I've actually not talked about in any YouTube videos before. Some new concept that I think will be very, very helpful for you. So before we get into this, just so you know, you see down below, it says coachedbytripp.com. That is the URL to go to in order to get coached by me. There's various options for coaching, and if you're looking for help, then we'll help you. So check it out, coachedbytripp.com. But for now, let's get into some really good material. So here's the situation. You're probably in a situation right now where you're either not sleeping with any women or maybe you haven't before. And one of the reasons why you probably haven't is because of your desperation. Okay? So that's the whole thing here is the more desperate that you are, the harder it is for you to actually end up sleeping with a woman. And being desperate is such a big turnoff. Okay, that is probably one of the biggest turnoffs. It's interesting how this works. A woman doesn't really want you to have slept with a lot of guys because then you're like this player. But at the same time, like subconsciously and secretly, she kind of does. Okay, she kind of does. She does want you to have slept with women and to have experience because this says that you're a confident guy. Okay? So don't worry, by the way, you don't need to have slept with women to attract a woman. It's not necessary. You know, if you're a virgin or you've, never talked to a girl in your life and now you're finally trying to figure this out, don't worry. It's not going to be that big of a deal. But here's what you have to understand, okay? You have to understand that desperation is what is going to turn her off. So let's not, ever tell her it's your first time or ever try to admit to her that you've never been with a woman before. I don't think you're actually doing that, by the way. I really don't. I don't think you're doing that. But here's what guys are doing, okay? And this is the problem. What guys are doing is they're acting desperate by rushing to try to have sex with a girl, by trying to make the moves as fast as possible. This is where it gets complicated, okay? A guy will, maybe get on a first date with a girl or maybe, be with a girl in a club and just like not even try to really talk to her, but just try to grope her or just be very obviously into just having sex with her. This causes a big issue because this is what communicates to her, oh, this guy is only in it for sex and he's desperate. Okay? Women just don't want to think that you're only in it for sex because then they're thinking that they're being used. Now, let me explain something here. Women still enjoy sex, they want sex, and they want to have it with you, but they still don't want to feel used. This is complicated, right? It's like a guy doesn't care if he's used for sex. Most of the time, right? I would say guys are pretty much just like, yeah, look, let's do it. And a woman's a little bit different. Even women who would like to have casual sex, they still don't really want to know they're being used. They still want to think that they're unique and special. That they're not just some girl that you're just trying to stick your dick in, right? It's like they want to know that they're special on some level. And the way to do that is not to go and be extremely desperate to having sex with them, okay? So how do you do this? What's the technique here? And this is going to sound incredibly counterintuitive. For those of you just showing up, say hello in the comments. I see you guys coming in. So what's up, everybody? But again, so what I'm basically trying to get at here is the counterintuitive approach is you don't try to have sex with them that fast. Okay, this is a lot different if you're trying to, a lot of guys are trying to get good at one night stands, or just try to have casual sex as fast as possible. That is one way of doing it. And it's kind of like a numbers game, kind of strike out fast and try to see, easy bait for you to sleep with. To me, there's nothing wrong with that, but it just acts as if like you're this desperate guy. Like you're just like trying to like see what woman will let me put my penis in her. It's just like, it just seems like such a very desperate way of being. I just don't think it's good for just life and who you are and what you're trying to do. It's just kind of like, it's kind of gross. I'm not saying that from a judgmental perspective. I'm not judging you for wanting to have sex fast with women. But what I'm saying is when you're a guy who's just that desperate and need to have sex that they need to do as fast as possible with any woman they can, it just feels very unhealthy. Like that's the way you're going to be going about life, is just always just trying to completely objectify women in all senses and just try to use them. It's just like, I don't know. There just seems something off about that. And I think that's going to be kind of just bad for your way of being. That's the best way I can put it. If you don't understand what I'm saying, I don't know. I don't think I can explain it any better. But this is what I'm kind of saying here is that, so okay, the technique. So the counterintuitive approach is don't try to sleep with them right away. Okay? Now don't let me lose you just yet, because let me explain this for a second. When you're not trying to actively pursue them and have sex with them so fast, they are going to see that you're not desperate to have the sex. Now, you might be thinking, well, Tripp, what about the friend zone, right? What about the friend zone? I can easily get put in the friend zone if I don't try to have sex with them. That's not true, okay? That's not true at all. You'll only get put in the friend zone if you act like a friend. What does a friend do? Well, a friend doesn't take women on dates, doesn't do any flirting whatsoever, and, basically just treats them like they're a sister. How would you treat your sister? Very non-sexually, right? That's how guys get in the friend zone, is they just like talk to a woman like she's their sister or just a dude, a guy friend. It's a very bland interaction with no flirting whatsoever. And then they get put in the friend zone because they never make a move at all. I'm not saying to do that. You should always be creating sexual tension. You do that by flirting. You do that by kissing, things like that. But what I'm saying is you hold off on having sex. Okay? Hello, everyone in the chat. I'm here. I'm with you. I'm talking to you. And by the way, if you want any questions answered today, all you got to do is hit that super chat money sign button, and I will help you in terms of answering your questions. So any questions that you have today, any questions at all, do the super chat. I'll get to the super chats first, and then I'll answer some other questions. Okay? Just so you know. Now, let's get back into this for a second. So when is a good time to have sex with them? When are you going to be having sex with them? I'd say probably around the third date, right around there. At that point, you built enough tension. You built enough tension where she's going to want to have sex with you because you guys have already spent a lot of time together, right, in your initial interaction. By the way, what I'm speaking of has nothing to do with online dating. Just understand that. I'm not talking about app dating, and I'm not talking about online sites. I'm talking about meeting women in person. So the initial interaction is going to be huge for you to build that tension when you first meet her, wherever that may be, sidewalk, coffee shop, bar, club, etc., party, event, whatever it is. And so you're going to have that initial interaction, time together there. Then you don't take her home. You get her number. You meet up with her a few days later, if possible. And then from there, you're going to get on a first date, get on a second date, and the third date, you can go and try to have sex. And here's where it gets a little more advanced, because I know a lot of guys probably won't do this, but even if on the second date, let's say she's over at your place and she's just jumping your bones and she's all over you, still don't go for sex. Now you might be thinking, well, if I don't go for sex, she's not going to want to see me again. Yes, you will. Yes, you will. Trust me, because you built that tension. But if you go any further than that and hold back, then at that point she's going to be like, what's going on? Is he into me? Is he not into me? Are we just friends? Is he gay? What's going on? Why isn't he making the move? But if you make a move by the third date, that's about right. Now, again, you don't have to use this. In fact, I do talk about in my Hooked program, and I do talk about in my book Magnetic, to try to sleep with a girl faster because that is the best way to get her invested in you. So that is one theory. Of course, there's lots of different theories and techniques and things like that that work. But I do admit that it's not the only way. Another way to go about it is to hold off and get her really excited. And at the same time, you holding off is showing her that you're not desperate. Again, it's a balance here because you want to show you're not desperate by not trying for sex, but you're still flirting with her. You're still going for a kiss on the first date or even in the initial interaction when you first meet her. You're still doing those things. You're still giving her really good eye contact, talking in a downward tonality, in which I'm talking right now. This is all different tension techniques that I talk about, by the way, in my book Magnetic, which is over there. I'll grab it in a second and show you. But these are all different tension techniques that you can use to build tension, but you just don't sleep with her yet. Okay? That's just basically how it goes. So if you want to get her to sleep with you, you don't sleep with her. But again, there's a window. There's a window. I'm not saying never, and I'm not saying, it's not like, basically it's like this. You build tension, but it gets to a point where the attraction on her end starts to drop off a little bit if you're not going for it. So you can build tension, get it to the peak, and then you make the move for sex, of course, ask for consent. It's crazy that I even have to say that. It should be obvious. But at that point, you go for it, and that's around the third date. Okay? So again, any questions you guys have on this, let's talk about this. If you want to do a super chat, make sure your question gets answered 100%. Do a super chat, and we'll talk about that. Or if you have any other questions, I can try to get to. Otherwise, like I said, if you want to guarantee an answer, I will be here to answer. And let's get into it. Also, you see down below, again, coachedbytripp.com. That is the URL that you can go to if you want to apply for coaching. Coaching is available, and there are spots left. I have different coaching programs, various options for you, depending on whether you have never been with a girl before, have massive approach anxiety, want to learn the attraction techniques to attract women in your town. If you want to learn the system and you want it customized and applied to you, then you can apply today at coachedbytripp.com. So I suggest you do it if you're ready to take that next step and you feel that you're at a point where you're just kind of stuck. Or if you just want it to go by faster and you don't want to wait anymore for all this to go down. So let's get you in the chat and see what's going on over there. Like I said, any questions I can answer, and any questions guaranteed to get answered, just do a super chat. And we'll do that for you. Someone said, Tripp, I buy Magnetic on Audible. Awesome. Awesome. Yes. So Magnetic is my book. It is available on Amazon, which you can get an audio version, which is Audible, or you can get the paperback version or the Kindle as well, and it will teach you, again, my whole system. So basically how it works is if you're like, okay, YouTube videos are great, but I need more structure, you can get the book, which you can read, and then, you read the book and you follow the steps in there, right? So that's one way to do it. Or if you want to kind of take it to the next level and you want more of if you're more of a visual learner, or you want to kind of see videos of me explaining the whole system of how to get a girl attracted to you, you can get hooked at getherhooked.com. And then if you're like, well, it's better if I have someone kind of hold me accountable and tell me exactly what to do for my situation, that's when you do coaching. And again, go to coachedbytripp.com. So that's kind of how it all works out, depending on where you're at. Cool. We got someone who asked a question, and he did this super chat. So we will give him an answer. And any other questions you guys have, you can put below or do the super chat to guarantee an answer. Okay, Sally Gutierrez said, a girl at work I like, how do I act around her? How do you act around a girl you like at work? So when it comes to attracting women at work, what you're going to want to do is you want to get her outside the workplace. You don't want to flirt with her or ask her out at work. You'd like to ideally do this when you are outside the workplace. So I always say make a happy hour or create some sort of event where you and your coworkers can go and then you can flirt with her there. However, here's the thing is that I just don't recommend meeting women at work because it really creates this scarcity mentality where you can only meet women at work. And it's like the same idea as trying to meet women through friends. Like a lot of guys, they'll meet women at work or through friends because they don't have the courage or confidence to go up and meet women in person. And I just think that's such a big mistake because you're depriving yourself of being able to learn the skill of approaching women. And that's going to make you an overall better person because it's going to make you more confident, more charismatic because you're going to get more practice with talking to women and not just having them easily kind of be there at a work event or, meeting through people. So that's what I would say, Sally. Someone said, I hear a lot of gurus saying you need to find a side hustle that you're passionate about, but I already love my job, so do I really need a side hustle? No, not at all. I never heard gurus say that, but I'll take your word for it. If they're saying find a side hustle, that probably just means that they're encouraging you to make more money or do something that you love. So if you're already doing something you love and you're making a good living doing that, then absolutely you do not need to find a side hustle. I don't know why you would need to do that. So, do we have to ask a girl for consent in order to have a kiss? What a great question. Okay, what a great question. I say no. You do not need to do that, okay? If you go for the kiss and she rejects you, okay, you don't go for the kiss anymore. She said no, but I don't think you need to ask her for a kiss. You would just say, come here, and then you kind of go in for the kiss. So that would be my answer for that one. That's a good question. So I wonder if some people say that they do need to do that. I just don't believe it. I just don't. What are the questions you guys got? Again, super chats are encouraged, and if you have that, I will answer your question. And Sally, if you have any more follow-ups or you guys have follow-ups to your super chat question, you don't even have to do another super chat. I'll just answer it. So, got about 107 people watching. I'm sure someone has a question. But yeah, does that make sense, guys? I hope that I clarified this for you, right? This concept of you not being desperate for a woman. And that really ties into this idea that I talk about of the abundance mentality, right? The abundance mentality. The abundance mentality is so important, and it means that you believe that there is an abundance of women that are available to you. They're available to you. And that helps with multiple things. You not being desperate. It helps with you not getting so heartbroken if a doesn't work out with a girl or you get rejected. I mean, abundance mentality is the biggest superpower. The way to get abundance mentality is to actually have an abundance of women in your life. That's the best way to have an abundant mindset. Because if you have multiple women who you're dating or who you're with and it doesn't work out with one, you're not necessarily going to care so much, are you? You're not. And you're not going to be as desperate. And you're not going to be as desperate to have sex. So I guess kind of going back to what I said before, where I was trying to explain why I think it's just bad if you're trying to just rush to have sex with a woman and just want to stick your dick in anything, is that it creates a scarce mindset, like as if it's not available to you. And you're gonna have that neediness and desperation just like oozing through your pores. People are gonna see it. So that's the idea there. Got some more questions coming in. How long should initial dates last? I mean, I think there's a minimum, but there's no maximum, really. I'd say the minimum 2 hours. 2 hours, 2 to 3 hours probably seems enough. Nava said 2 to 3 hours. And I'd say, 2 to 3 hours is probably good enough to really get to know someone and build attraction. But if you don't like her, you can just leave. That's another thing. If you're not interested, just leave. You don't have to stay there. And then you can have the date for as long as you want. You can be going on the date, and it can be like 8 hours long. Sometimes people have epic dates. Although I don't know why you'd want to necessarily do that. Because you want to leave a little bit of mystery and not spend too much time with them. Save it for a second date or a third date, So yeah, that's what I have to say about that. Some other questions here. I haven't had sex for 1 year, and today a girl asked me, and I said exactly how long I haven't had sex. Was that a good idea or not? I feel like I shouldn't have said that. It's been a year. Wilso, you went against everything I'm saying on this video today. That is a very bad idea that you did that. That is no good. Don't let a woman know how desperate you are. Don't let a woman know how many girls you've slept with. It's none of her business. Even if it is a lot, it's not cool. You're not going to look cool if you've slept with a lot of women, So, all right, someone did a super chat, but they didn't ask a question. So if you want to ask your question, you can write it in the chat. So just so you know, super chats do get answered, and I will answer them for sure. And any other ones I'll just try to get to if I can. Hey, Tripp, to go off on today's topic, if I don't want to have sex with a girl before marriage, how would you recommend I tell girls? Just to be honest, I don't want to just give her an ultimatum. Well, if this is if it's for a religious reason, then you should probably find someone who's religious, who's on the same page as you. So that's what I would say. That's what I would say. Wayne, no, it's not because you're from Jamaica. That's not why I'm not answering your question. I didn't even see it. There's a lot of questions that come in. I can't get to everybody. So yeah, I would say that you want to find someone who's on your level. Honestly, I don't know too many people who are going to want to not have sex before marriage if they're not also specifically trying to do that as well. What's up, Callum? Looking at all these questions now. If you got any, go ahead and answer them. If you want to do a super chat and guarantee an answer, you can do that as well for people who are just tuning in. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts about relationships at university? Do I focus more on studies or should I try to balance everything? Honestly, when you're at university, what you should do is you should just work on learning how to attract women. I don't even think you should get in any kind of relationship when you're in college. So, Callum said, love your book, bro. Thanks, man. Magnetic is available. Go to Amazon or go to trippadvice.com/book. You can get it there. Roger, you're the one who left the little super chat. Said, hey, Tripp, just a compliment for your work here. Cheers from The Hague, Netherlands. By the way, women are so unpredictable and fickle. The Romans already knew that, so nothing new there. Keep it up. Very funny. Yeah, JMS, you said focus more on your studies. You won't be as distracted. Yeah, I agree. Focus on your studies. Kill it at college. You're paying a lot of money to go there. You're paying so much money, so why not just try to do the best possible? But also, work on learning attraction and talking to lots of women and getting that part handled. So that's always really important too. But when you get into a relationship, it takes up a lot of time. And I just don't think it's really useful for you to be doing that when you're in college because you have plenty of time. Okay? So. What are the questions we got today? I'm here to answer them on this live chat. Callum said you should get Magnetic on audio. Good to listen to when at the gym or at work. I agree. Dustin says a lot of girls tell me that they have boyfriends, but they always break up with them and find a way to let and find a way to let me know. Is this a sign that they're trying to get across to me? I'm not always girls I'm interested in. They could just be telling you that. Some people just let you in on the information. But Dustin, you're only going to know if the girl's interested in you if you go for it. So, lots of questions coming in. Someone said it's not for a religious reason. Okay, so they said having sex before marriage is not for a religious reason. I just don't think it's responsible in my moral background. Sleeping around isn't my thing, and my ultimate objective is to find the one. Okay. Well, if it's not for a religious reason, you should still be upfront with the women that you're talking to and let them know. But you can probably let them know. I would say you don't have to let them know right away. But you can let them know maybe on like the 4th, 5th, 6th date. I think that's fine. 2 people at the same time just asked if eye contact is important. Yes, it is important because eye contact is a way to connect with someone. You feel more connected when you're looking at them in the eye. Guys, if you have super chat available in your country, it's the little $sign, and you want to make sure you get your question answered, I will answer it 100% with that. But there's a lot of questions that come in, so it's hard to get to everything. My new girl's not holding any meditation. She's like answering my questions. I don't understand what that means. James said, I'm seeing this girl tonight for some coffee. She seems like she wants to take it slow, and I do too. I'm not really that physically attracted to her, but we do like hanging out. Is it okay to take it slow? James, you shouldn't be with a girl you're not physically attracted to, because eventually you're just going to not want to be with them. So I recommend that you don't hang out with girls you're not physically attracted to. You're wasting your time. What's up, Algerian? What's up, my man? What are the questions you guys got for me? As you can see below, there is a URL. It says coachedbytripp.com. Coachedbytripp.com is a way to apply for coaching. If you go to that URL, you will find an application where you can apply for coaching, and I can coach you hands-on, one-on-one, and I have various options that create a customized plan to get you to the point where you are attracting women successfully. So if you're having troubles or you're stuck, I recommend go to coachedbytripp.com and apply today. That's why I have this on there. Bishop said, eye contact is very important in all forms of communication, not just dating. I agree. It's really weird when you're looking at someone, like at their mouth, or like off to the side, or up or down. You look like you're nervous. You look weird. You look strange. It's a strange thing to do. Okay, so you want to work on that. What are the questions you guys got? Dr. Fresh said, hey, Tripp, love your work. Thanks, Dr. Fresh. Thanks a bunch. Someone said I look funny with this hat on. It looks like it's one weird hairdo. Well, sorry I couldn't be so attractive to you today. I like it. Okay. What are the questions we got? Again, hit that super chat if you're looking for an answer to your question. Haha, thanks, Joey. Appreciate the compliment. Ricky said, is it okay if a girl is being short and doesn't seem interested, but use the sushi and arcade line? And she says, yeah, LOL. Then you just leave her on red to show you don't care or aren't playing games? Ricky, I don't understand that question. At all. When you guys ask questions, you got to be more specific. What are the questions you guys got? Callum says, I really want coaching. I want to go to a bar and know how to attract. I'll aim to go for it when I'm back from my holiday. Yeah, guys, if you want coaching, I really suggest that you apply as fast as possible. So Callum, apply today. You got to be 18 or older. Lots of questions coming in. People are asking questions like, is teeth important? Is eyebrows important? You guys are focusing on the wrong thing. Stop focusing so much on looks. Do your best to optimize your looks. Yeah, sure. Is white teeth attractive? Better than yellow teeth. But don't focus on that too much. Just do the best you can, but focus on crafting a personality that's attractive to women. What's the best way to act around an ex when you bump into them and still have feelings? Smile, say hello, and move on. Don't talk to them. Ignore them. If you guys do the super chat, I'll go more detailed with your questions. I'm dating a girl I'm really attracted to, and it goes great in bed. She's well-mannered, but actually a big headache and a lot of trouble. I feel as if I break up with her, she'll be hurt. What to do? You got to remember, you can't be selfish. So, or I should, that's exactly the opposite of what I'm trying to say here. You have to be selfish in terms of whether or not you want to be with a girl. Don't think about her feelings. If you don't want to be with her, you break up with her. That's the right thing to do. So let her be. Okay? Let her go. Let any woman go that you are not interested in anymore. Don't just stick around with a girl because you're afraid of hurting her. You're going to hurt her more if you stick around with her, even though you're not interested, because you're wasting her time. How do you deal with rejection? Get rejected a lot. What other questions you guys have? Yeah, someone said break up with her. I agree. If you guys have any questions and want to hit that super chat, I will answer them. Otherwise, I can't guarantee I'll answer your question. Jonathan asked, how many girlfriends have I had? 5? 6 if you want to include high school, but I don't think we should include that because I don't think those really count. How to get good at bantering and thinking quick on your feet. Am I Spanish? No. No, I'm not Spanish. I'm Jewish. I'm American, basically. What are the questions you guys got for me? Here to answer them for you. How do you deal with regaining your confidence after getting cheated on? Oh, that's a good question. How do you regain your confidence? Well, you got to work on your self-esteem. You got to be doing things for you that make you feel good for you. And you got to remember not to get validation or seek validation or worth from other people. People feel bad about getting cheated on because they end up taking this hit to their ego, that they feel that someone else is better than them. And you got to remember that your worth comes from how you feel about yourself. So, do I understand Spanish? Poquito español. If she don't want to pay a visit at your house, how can you make her to come over? How old are you? It's an interesting question. If you want a girl to come to your house, you have to have a reason. Have a reason for her to come to your place. I'm cooking dinner. I'm watching a movie. Whatever. Usually those are the two that you probably do. Cool, guys. Good questions today. You know what? At this point, I think we're going to call it. I think you guys got some good information today. You learned about the idea of abundance, which I talk about a lot, the idea of not being desperate for women. Someone said, I'm following you since 2013. Awesome. Awesome, Dr. Fresh. But I want to thank everyone for being here today. If you want to do another live, well, I'm doing one next Wednesday, same time. Come back. Thanks, everyone. Appreciate it. What to say to go to her house? Don't go to her place. Have her come to you. But you can also say to her, hey, I've never seen your place before. Very simple, right? Very simple. All right, guys, don't forget to go to coachbytripp.com if you're interested in getting some coaching and you want to learn how to meet women and have a customized plan that's specific to you. Go to coachbytripp.com to get that help, because it will help you a lot, because I'm going to be there guiding you through the entire process. You're going to get my help specifically, no one else. That's why it's called coachbytripp.com. So do it. Go to coachbytripp.com. Apply today, and we'll get you some help. Thanks for joining on the live. We'll see you next week.